Hey everybody, Long Ago Ego here. My name is Jeffrey, and today we're back with Stephen. And we had the credits correct this time. And I'm going to send him the challenge, and we will be ready to go. Okay, so we're going to go counter. Oh, I forgot my. Okay, you're going to do that. Okay. I'm waiting to see if you do anything crazy. There you go. What's your cat's name? The one that I can hear. Theo. Okay. Yeah. Um, Last time I forgot about the cats, and I heard this sound. I says, "Well, boy, that he should eat something." Okay, now since I have the stone from my other extension at K17, I don't need to extend from this. So instead, I'll jump out. Okay. Go push here a little bit. Okay. And I will give a little better position on the side. So far, we're keeping things mellow, which is fine. Okay. Now, you notice that my stones were all played to keep everything connected. However, you played R10, which created an instability. Now, had you played it one stone back at 11, it would have been a little better. Right? One space and two spaces on the sides are very good. Okay, what do I want to do with this? We'll do this. Now, this is a fairly common exchange. Now, whether or not this is going to be good for me, I don't know, but it's, an instructive moment, let's say. Okay. Yeah, so S14 requires me to take that stone, right? Yeah, right. So now I'm just going to connect back. Okay, so now I'll take that. Okay, good. So now, since you protected that cutting point, also S14 also protected the cutting point because hopefully I could go to S14, and then if I cut you, you can't push me towards the top because you put yourself into a tutty. So you'd have to push me out, which then would get you separated, right? So that prevented me from furthering that idea. Now, because you jumped out here, I could go down and take R10, right? Or I can protect my pocket at the top, right? Now, if you get to play N14, then that threatens my M line extension, right? The midpoint. Right. So that's why I play there, because it's more important to not get into a tussle up at the top. And it also negates your wall a little bit as well, right? Your center influence. So moves that have more than one purpose are really good. Okay. In that case, I will take this stone. I think I'm going to need to remind Go players that what channel we stream on and what time. Oh, okay. So I'm going to jump out here. Yeah, playing over on this side would have been good for you. Yeah, connecting at P11 is sort of small. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty chubby, so it shouldn't have anything to worry about. Push on that. And we'll push one more time. Okay. I think I'll attach to this one. Um, it's behind my sector line. See if I can do a wide surround on this. Now I'm doing a pretty loose surround here, so you may be able to take advantage of that. I don't know. So something like this is sort of a do or die situation because if you die, it completely screws up your game because it's going to give me influence all over the place to reduce. Right now, if you survive, then that pocket of mine is going to be nothing. Okay. Now, I don't know if you get the feeling, but to me, that felt, especially the way I played loosely, that felt like it had a good chance of getting out. So imagine if you had played one stone outside of that position. So it'd be outside of my sector line rather than inside of my sector line. Right? Then me chasing it from the outside would have been pretty futile. So I would have needed to protect it from the inside. Right? So just a one line difference could have completely changed the complexity of that center fight. Hello? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Right. Yeah, because an invasion that doesn't work is more than just losing the stones of the invasion. It's you lose all the outside influence to your opponent, right? So I'm in a much stronger position now because of that invasion than I would have been had you just gone for reduction. With just a one stone difference. Same on the uh, right side, right? So you did a 3 space extension. If you'd only done a 2 space extension, I wouldn't have been able to get that nice pocket of stones there. You know, that little cluster. So you were trying to push your side as far as it could go. Well, 3 space extension wasn't really as far as it could go. 2 space extension was. So instead of gaining more on the side, you lost stones on the side or territory on the side. Okay. Now you're trying to run away with a group that's already alive with a move that doesn't um, create any territory for you. While my stone keeps me connected, it keeps me in a position to reduce you, and it puts me in a position to create a little pocket of territory. Now, had you played where I just played, then I would have needed to scramble to keep my 4 stones connected to my lower left side. Rather than you pushing me into your position. You got to be careful of which direction you're pushing your opponent into, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what you just said would have been one of the two things I could have done, right? And having two possibilities is always better than just having one possibility. Okay, I'm going to play over here first. Okay, and then I'm going to attach over here. Um, well, not everything works out. Uh, Okay. So in this situation, that's a little bit irrelevant, right? My stone being in a tutty. So there are bigger things that I can do. So I would have liked to have seen you, not really, but play J5, right? I call that sticking your nose into other people's business, right? That little, push out, and then that would have eaten up about maybe 4 or 5 points of my territory, which is not bad for one little move. Mm, yeah, right, right. Yeah, well, you just never know. Now, I had thought you were going to play at C18 rather than Q7. Now, had you played at C18, I would have ignored that and instead played at J5 because you sticking your nose out at J5 uh, was bothering me a lot because you don't want to leave that kind of thing behind. So blocking at J5 for me was more important than saving D18 if you had dropped to C18, right? You'd been threatening Atari on D18. So you don't always want to save everything that's threatened with an Atari. Okay, I will block that because it's more important than what I want to do. And I was waiting for you to do that because that's a mistake. Empty triangle. Yeah. Yeah, so then wrap around that stone because I want it. Here we go. Now, in your games with other beginning players, that is the kind of thing you want to be looking for. Now, I have a feeling that you look for grand slams, right? And you just want to be, you know, base hit, base hit, base hit. Don't commit any errors. You know, that's how you win. When you swing for the fences, you're going to get yourself into more trouble, right? Just get on base. You know, if you get people on bases, then you get a good hit, you get lots of points running in, right? So you saw the movie Moneyball? Brad Pitt. It's about baseball, but it's about baseball management and um, management. Um, so someone came to Brad Pitt, who's, I believe, the general manager of a team that's not doing well, and they said, you know, you've got too many good players, you know, and you're paying them too much. What you need to do is to spend whole lot less money on people who aren't hitting home runs, but just getting on base. You know, they get on base a lot because that'll translate, especially with not spending that much money for all of these sort of so-so players. It's going to give you a big advantage. Okay, now. Are we afraid of that? He played there, played there. We could be afraid of that. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll protect it. H10. I would probably have gone the Atari on the three stones, J7. So I would need to protect those. And then you can play another Atari at J9 on the other side. Okay, then I would need to protect that stone. And then you play H11. And you put those stones into Atari. So J7 Atari. If I save those, you play J9 Atari. If I save it, then you play H11, which puts those into Atari and they can't escape because you have a stone at J9. So I would have to lose something. I would probably give up J8. But I don't want to give up J8, so I'll just protect. Defend. So I've always thought of myself as an opportunistic player because if you have a big plan and you try to execute that big plan on the board, what's going to happen is your opponent is going to see that big plan because plans are executed on the board, and if you play a stone on the board, it's telling your opponent something. So I've always figured just play solid moves that just say, oh, I'm being solid, and then wait for an opportunity to present itself that where your opponent has made a mistake that you can take advantage of. And then that's your plan, is to have no plan. As Bruce Lee would say, fighting without fighting. Okay, now let's see if we can do something here. Okay. So my advice is just play a solid, stay connected, keep good shape, and wait for opportunities to present themselves rather than doing something grand. Because beginners leave a lot of debris behind that you can take advantage of. And if you're being connected with good shape, you're not giving them any opportunities to do anything big. That was a good move. It saves the 5 stones. G10. Yeah. Yeah. remember you put a stone over in that area to defend, but you didn't defend that. So wait for opportunities to present themselves. Now, that didn't become possible until you pushed through um, on the fourth line there, right? And filled in those liberties. Okay, you said it was painful. What happened on the left side? Well, it's even more painful when you realize you haven't created a Seki yet. Now your stones are dead. Yep. Okay. Undo your stone. Now play another stone against mine. See, I have 3 liberties to your 2. You got to make it 1 liberty each. Okay. Now I can't play D because you would take me. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yep. So I wasn't. My mistake. No, that's fine. Yeah, because I'm not going to play against that other thing. Okay. Okay. Around 100 points still. Yep. Yep. Mm. Yeah. So as stones make contact and you lose liberties, things that weren't possible earlier then become possible. I was also looking at the cut at O 06, that Atari. Now, had I played along the edge before you played, that might have been a possibility. Probably not, but perhaps. So you want to keep your eye on any kinds of cuts, especially if they're an Atari cut, right? Now, I remember you playing something around the fifth line, I think, that protected one thing, but it didn't protect that other one that I cut. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not sure where that was. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was this stone. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see what I'm doing now? Oh, okay. Yeah, what? No, no, I'm playing an alternative move on OGS. Yeah, move 159. Okay, well, it'll be on Twitch or it'll be on YouTube. So you played at f6 at move 159. You could have just played at d7, which would have protected d8 cut. No, because you still had liberties at d4 and e4, if I cut there, right, you just follow me down. You know, there's nothing. Boom. Yeah. You know, there's no way for me to escape because the stones on the fifth line are, I can't put into a tutty because you still have liberties at d4 and e4. Now, once those get filled in, then you would need to protect a cut at e6. So paying attention to liberties is very important. Now, even if you just played at, yeah, I don't think e1 would have been as good. I think, yeah. Anyways, it'll be at the end of the video. Okay. All right, so thanks for the game. Hope it's been instructive. Yeah, yeah. So once you've been bit a couple times, you tend to remember a little bit easier than just reading it in a book. However, doing Sumigo does help you see things. But looking at the board while you're playing is the best way to see what's going on the board, right? So you have to project, you know, how your stones are, you know, future imagine how your stones are projecting influence from their position. And if they go to a new position, you know, how would that change things? If your opponent plays here, how does that move your stones in a different direction, right? You have to look at the flow or the movement of the stones as they're being played and how that affects the area around it. Okay, anyways, that's it for today. Thank you very much. All right, bye. Okay, folks, that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in.